I can do that, but it's going to be 3,200.
Fine by me.
Yep.
Okay.
And yep. Was there anything else we wanted? Oh yes, the runner team from earlier. We'd like a more detailed dossier than what we already have, and I'll pass them the information that we already have on the opposing team.
Right, that'll be 200.
All right.
Your total bill comes to 5,200.
Yep.
Right. The runner team that you gave me the information for were found floating in Puget Bay approximately 3 hours ago.
All right.
They had been eliminated.
Okay.
In addition to the troll, which was killed at killed on First Avenue, the other 4 members of the team have all been found dead.
What was the cause of death?
They all had their throats cut.
Okay.
Yep. The specifications for the building are being transferred to your device right now.
Okay.
Yep. And then what was the other question you asked?
Buyers of blood rubies.
Yes.
The AI gives you a list of known vampiric gangs, blood mage aliases, black mages. You see the Shadowrunner Vex on there, as well as other black mages within the shadows. Yeah, the list is relatively long, as these, rubies can be used as reagents for a number of traditions and rituals.
Are there any that align with what we already know?
Not particularly. You don't know that much about who you're up against here, so you can't, pick a name. There's just sort of a list of names.
Right.
Yeah. And like some basic information, but not much lines up.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, so with that information that you got from your info broker, you start looking over it and you notice something of particular interest in the blueprints. In the ground floor of the target building is a security room with a mounted wall safe. This is on the blueprints because it specifically ties into the structural beams of at that level. Yes, they welded their safe to the structural beams of the building.
Okay, and this was on which level? Sorry?
On the ground floor, inside their security room.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no other safes or security. There's, a security office a couple of floors, like every couple of floors. There's, armory rooms and so on. But there's nothing on the blueprints as a security room, apart from this one on the ground floor.
Okay. So that seems to be our target then.
I think that's as best we're gonna get, unless they're sitting out on a desk somewhere.
Yep. Okay, so we need to get into that safe then. Okay, it's on the ground floor. What's the security for the room it's in like?
It's not actually noted on the blueprints.
Okay.
These are sort of structural blueprints, rather than... Yeah, they don't have things like guards or locks marked on these, not at this level of detail.
All right.
This is merely sort of zoning, like this is office cubicles, this is manager's office, these are toilets, this is security room, this is structurally mounted safe, that's important because it's structurally mounted, that's why it's on the blueprints, that sort of thing.
Could we line it up with the map we got from the ventilation exploration?
That's a good point.
Yeah, the ventilation exploration shows that this room is ventilated normally. However, lining it up, you see that the angle of the vents merely showed one side of this room, and the pictures show nothing particularly security conscious about that side of the room. It is a standard interior door with a keycard lock and mag lock. The side of the room where the safe would be was out of the line of sight of your drone. You could re-infiltrate and exit the vents, but then you would be in the room itself. However, exiting the vent, you would regain your wireless link to the drone if you so chose.
Could your drone feasibly get into that safe, do you think?
No.
This is a safe that is approximately 6 feet tall and 3 feet square.
So, just looking at the building from the outside, what sort of security precautions do they have just in the lobby? Did we get any of that?
It's currently midnight. So during the daytime, they had 2 guards inside and 2 guards outside the lobby with bulletproof glass and a couple of cameras watching the lobby. At nighttime, that changed to 4 guards inside, 4 guards outside, turrets on the corner of the building, laser tripwires, and bulletproof glass.
Okay, so what I'm thinking for a plan here is that if we find some way into that safe, then we can infiltrate during the day and get in that way. The main problem would be finding a way into that safe.
Yeah.
Does anybody have security design knowledge skill?
Oh, I sure do.
Cool, can you please roll it for me? Because you know from security design the kind of things which break certain security measures, such as saves. Yeah, Davion, you know that a large diamond saw would be able to cut through such a safe, although it would be loud and take time. A particularly well-made shaped charge explosive would also be able to destroy the hinges of the safe with likely minimal damage to the interior. Cracking such a safe would be very difficult. It has a 2-part system, which is mechanical and electronic. And so it is, well, you can't just pick the lock and via safe cracking, and you can't just hack the electronics. You could possibly get the code from somewhere, but you don't know who would have such codes.
And the best social infiltrator we have cannot enter the building. Because I'm a kind of terrible social infiltrator, but I can off face decently well. But yeah, so the shaped charge. Do any of you guys have ranks in demolitions?
Nope.
I do not.
It's a shame.
We could buy it. That'd get very expensive though.
I have a mechanic contact. Maybe he would have a saw that we could use.
Well, yeah, you could reach out to your mechanic contact. Can you roll their networking skill to obtain a high-quality saw for use against hardened metals?
Networking skill?
Networking roll, connection times 2 plus loyalty.
Oh. I'm sorry. Oops.
Yeah,
Oh
your
dear.
contact says, you know what? I can get you such a saw, but gonna cost you 2,500.
Well, at that price, we may as well figure out how much a shaped charge would cost us.
Yeah. I'll say thanks, Jummer. I'm gonna look around.
All right. Okay. So who are you going to call up for such a shaped charge? Do anybody have any contacts which would have, you know, knowledge or experience with high-grade military explosives?
I do not.
Shakespeare, Damien, any of your contacts have military terrorist backgrounds?
Unfortunately, no.
No.
Terrorists, great contacts, by the way. Okay. Do you have any organized crime contacts?
Definitely no.
I'm afraid
I
not.
have a fixer, and that's about it that's relevant in this situation.
Your fixer says, what do you need a shape? I don't care what you need a shape charge for. Look, I can get one for you, but I'm not sure if it'll do what you need it to. I can get you a pound of plastic made. You just got to slap it onto whatever you want and hope it works. Will that do? It's going to cost a lot though.
This is kind of a heated situation for hoping it works. Sorry.
Fraggot. I'm gonna call back my mechanic contact and just fork up the money.
Saw time.
All right.
One option is better than no options.
All right then.
Okay.
So, you guys, you know, by dawn managed to get, well, no, by like 3 AM managed to get your hands on a high-powered diamond saw. This is a oversized petrol-powered diamond cutting disc heavy industrial saw. It's the size of a man's torso plus the actual cutting disc, which itself is about 2 feet round. Yeah.
So, two of us to operate this thing, one person. Well, actually, just two of us to operate this thing.
It's not
Think we-
quite that bad. It comes with a little frame. You can sort of set this up against whatever you want it to cut into. So once it's set up, it doesn't require active holding. But yeah.
So I believe we're playing Payday Shadowrun right now.
Yep. Well, let's not play Payday Shadowrun because at the end's table that would probably get us killed.
Hey, I would love to have an army of 8 drones in Payday. That'd be great.
Turkish does in fact have his Brown Pursuit playlist, which is the Payday 2 soundtrack, but that seems like a bad.
So we can either try to stealth it, which I don't think is ever going to happen. Maybe do that social infiltrate, hey, we're buying some product, let us in thing. Or we could just run the van into the front windows, get out, and start shooting.
If we could disable the mana barrier for just enough to get us in and then get us out again.
You can always
just
try to
get me
just
through.
beat down the mana barrier.
Yeah. So it works like a normal structure, right? Armor 8 for structure.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't actually crash a van into the